Okay, welcome everyone. This is one of my first playtests actually that I'm going to do for a new Tide of Iron scenario I'm working on. It's called A Bitter Farewell, and it's about the last battle in North Africa that was actually commanded by Rommel. After that he was recalled to Europe, which is actually something the Allies didn't find out about until much later. But anyway, this is about that battle, and it's as I said, the first real playtest, and I thought I would just give you a glimpse of what the scenario looks like and how it plays out. Yeah, so let's just get started. I hope you can see the British forces in the foreground here. They're in up fire, so there's actually a special rule. You may wonder where are the Germans. Well, I can actually see them, but they're off board. That's because they enter the board with a fire and move or an advance action. So let's just get started. First of all, this Panzer III is going to enter the board. Each side has 3 actions per action turn. And, well, of course it's a solo playthrough, so I know what I would or wouldn't do, kind of. But I'm actually not going to fire at this Panzer III because these anti-tank guns, which are concealed, normally that's not allowed, but it's also a special rule in this scenario, because it really fits the context of the actual battle, and that's one of the things I always strive for when I design a scenario, that you get an actual feel, that they're not too generic so that each scenario looks like the other one, but that you actually get a feel for the actual battle. So that's what I'm trying to do here with those concealed anti-tank guns. I'm not actually going to fire at it, at this Panzer III, because I want to keep my anti-tank guns to fire at the 2 Tigers that the Germans start with. Funny thing is, this machine gun in on fire can actually see this hex. It does go through this one, which creates 2 blind hexes, but that means that these 2 are actually visible. It goes right along the edge of this one, so you can see this hex, funnily enough. You wouldn't expect that, but you actually can. It costs 1 move to enter the board, which I have just done. But so I am going to fire with my machine gun. It has a range of 3 against vehicles, but because it's on a hill, it has a range of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's long range. So it will need 6s to hit. So let's see what the result is going to be. You cannot actually see that now because it's on the other side of the camera, but I'm going to roll 2 dice requiring 6s. The Panzer III has an armor value of 3, and the heavy fog up card is in play, but that's only for the first 2 rounds, but it is now, obviously. So the odds of actually hitting something are pretty low, but we'll see. I mean, if you don't shoot, you'll never hit anything. I did roll 1 6 for the machine gun, but also a 6 for the defense dice, on the defense dice, so nothing happens. So the Panzer III can continue moving, and I'm actually going to try and seize this objective hex right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it just completed its move. Then we're going to move on to the next unit, and we'll basically repeat the same thing. Another Panzer III. So again, we'll have the same shot from the machine gun against the same defense dice. That's no hits. It would have been saved anyway if it had been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that might not be the best thing to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have can't be a hit from here. That is, I will first, before it reaches that position, I will fire this machine gun, which you may not be able to see, but these are some of the other British positions, and this machine gun can see it here, also long range. So we'll again have the same shot basically, but this time by another unit. Excuse me for my hands here. I just hate it when the board isn't straight somehow, so I just keep on putting it back. So let's try that shot again. No hits. So the Panzer III ends up here and is also fatigued. Well, you know what, just for the sake of it, I normally wouldn't do this because I would probably have the other units enter the board first, but let's just see what happens when a Tiger does enter the board. So here we have a Tiger, and now the anti-tank guns do want to shoot. I could use this one, which is actually marked with a token from the this one, I mean, which is marked with a token from the Normandy expansion to show that it's a 17-pounder. These were especially developed to deal with the German Tiger, well, the British and New Zealanders had some of them at their disposal, and well, that's why it's here. So that could be an option to fire with this one, which would probably be long range. Normally has a range of these are special stats, obviously, for the scenario. It has a range of 8, which would be 9 in this specific case, because it's on a hill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it cannot be hit here. But these two obviously can. Now, do they want to combine fire, or do they want to shoot one at a time? These actually use the values from Days of the Fox, Newton Next Wave, not from the original one. So they're a bit weaker than the ones from the original version of Days of the Fox. You know what? I'm just going to try and fire with 1 rather than 2, because I would like to keep the other one. Also, one of the cards that's in play for the British is the camouflage card, which means that if they score less than 2 hits on the enemy, concealed markers are not removed. So yeah, so whether I do or don't do well, well, there's an advantage in either thing. So I'm just going to fire now with the with one of them, and they have a range of 7 and a firepower of 6. So I'm going to fire one of them. The squad manning it doesn't actually become fatigued. That's not a special rule, that's a normal rule, but I tend to forget about it somehow. So they roll 6 dice. The Tiger also has 6 defense dice for its armor, and another one for its for the heavy fog operations card, which is still in play. So let's see what happens. There are 1, 2, 3 successes, and already 3 saves as well, and another one is automatically turned into a 6 for the thick armor trait. So no hit here actually. I believe the Tiger has a move of 5, so this was the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and it joins the, well, kind of joins the Panzer III there. Of course I could shoot with the, well, why not, let's do that. It ends its move here, but let's do that. 1, 2, long range with the machine gun. This is of course a very long shot, literally and figuratively. But let's see what happens. If you don't shoot, you'll never hit anything, like I said. So let's try. Well, obviously this wasn't a hit, but I wasn't expecting that. Well, this was the first action turn for the Germans, and well, you don't see much yet, but I will try to put up some more videos soon. Hope you enjoyed this one for now.